Hello, my name is Georgianne Ford, the Alpha Center for Divorce Mediation. And today we have returning one of our divorce mediators, our attorney mediators, Debbie Snyder. Welcome back, Debbie.
Thank you, Georgianne. It's good to be with you.
Yep. And Debbie, you're here to talk to us about what happens if we have an estate plan in place or a will in place before or during the divorce, right?
Right, right. So there's a number of issues surrounding the whole issue of an estate plan or a will. And one of the things we always ask our clients at the Alpha Center is, do you have an estate plan? Do you have one in place when they begin their divorce? And many do not. So many have not already taken that step. So we emphasize that they need to do that. At the same time, we have a whole lot of clients who say to us, well, I have an estate plan and I've left everything to my spouse with the expectation that, they will take care of the children, right?
Right.
Minor children or, not even minor children, those that are already emancipated. And the message that is most important for these people is that Pennsylvania is what is known as an automatic revocation state. And that means that by operation of law, upon the entry of a final decree in divorce, those beneficiary designations in a will document are automatically revoked. So that will, if you've left everything to your spouse, that will at the point of a divorce is basically meaningless. So those people, everybody, the people that already have wills need to redraft them. And the people that don't have estate plans need to understand that going forward, they won't be able to leave everything to their spouse, right? Now, they could leave funds to their spouse, but they can't leave them as a spouse. In other words, you could give money to your ex-husband or ex-wife in a will, but they can't be designated as your spouse. All right, so that's an important distinction. And there is a lot to this subject. I mean, I'm just hitting on the real high points. And so I would say that at the Alpha Center, we really emphasize this subject, and we really emphasize that, we can make a referral to the couple from our referral directory and send them to estate planning attorneys that will do a really good job for them, that will advise them adequately. And I also want them to understand that a simple estate plan, a simple will, is not an enormously daunting process, nor is it terribly expensive.
I was just going to ask you that.
Right. I mean, obviously, if you have a complicated estate, all right, if you have lots and lots of things and all this sort of stuff, and you have people that you want to give things to, obviously, it could be a more complicated process. But a lot of people, have a pretty simple scenario. And so writing a document that addresses these issues is not, like I said, is not necessarily daunting, or is it terribly expensive. And like I said, we can make referrals to people that we trust, that we appreciate what they do for our clients.
So Debbie, when do you suggest we do that?
Well, I would suggest that people do that as soon as possible after the final decree in divorce. All right. Now, in a perfect world, I suppose that as you're finalizing your divorce, as everything is getting settled and you've written your agreement, you begin that process of an estate plan. Who do we go to? And it also is important to understand that there's many attorneys who, particularly if you use them prior to the divorce, who can probably update your wills, and it won't be a conflict of interest for them to do an estate plan, even though your estate plan for each of you, even though you're now divorced. All right, that's an important thing to consider. Now, not all attorneys will do that, so you have to speak to them about it. But ideally, you start it when you're still married, so that as soon as the divorce is final, that new estate plan is in place. But people are pretty overwhelmed. Many of our clients are really busy with making these decisions, and they don't want anything else on their plate that they have to deal with. So what I say is get it done as soon as the divorce is final. when you get your decree, set up a meeting with an attorney that you want to use to put this in place. And at our final mediation with our clients, we give our clients a checklist. We have an exhaustive checklist, and I fill it out to some extent with my clients, and then I give it to them and I say, I really want you to utilize this to remind you what else needs to be done, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to take place after you sign your decree. And one of those big ones is the estate plan. So we remind people to take care of that.
You know what? I love that, because it just makes me feel as a client that there's a beginning. It doesn't end at the very end. You're taking care of me to make sure that I'm finishing up all the things that I have to. A checklist is the perfect tool.
Yeah, it is. It's a useful tool. Yeah, it is, because it says, okay, I can keep track. I don't have to remember it. I can write it down on this checklist, and there's even room to make notes on it, so you can add stuff to it.
Very helpful.
In addition to what we've provided on there. So it is a good idea. And I also think people reach a certain peace of mind. I think when you're divorcing, it's obviously a big life change for everybody. But if you put your new estate plan in place, I really think the peace of mind that you can receive from those actions is worth a lot. And I think I hope a lot of our clients understand that.
Mm-hmm. I like the fact that you can refer me to someone that you have that is not going to cost a whole ton of money.
Right. Reliable people who won't let you down. That's really what you want.
Thanks, Debbie. Thanks for coming back. This was just a good little message for us. That's something we wouldn't think about. And you gave us that, hey, it's great to do during, but definitely do at the end.
Right, exactly.
So, all right. Well, we'll see you back next month, I hope.
Thank you, Georgia.
Yeah. Any of you have questions for Debbie about estate planning, where to get started, when to get started? Any questions for Alpha Center, please give us a call at 1-800-310-9085. All right. Thank you.